WLBT News starts now with a First Alert Weather Day update.
Our coverage continues at this hour on this First Alert Weather Day Sunday. We'll be with you for the next 30 minutes. This is a live look at the roads. This is I-20 at Clay Street in Vicksburg, where there has been some icing. You see the icicles forming there in front of the camera lens. There's been icing, especially on bridges. As the temperature hovers right around freezing, we've had a mix of rain and frozen precipitation all morning long. An emergency-only travel advisory remains in effect this morning. MDOT's urging you to stay off the roads, especially as all the rain we've gotten freezes as the temperatures fall. I'm Wilson Stribling, and we're glad to have you with us on this Sunday as winter weather sweeps across the country. Our First Alert weather team is here to keep you safe and up to date. Meteorologists Elise Ushman and Ashley Civic begin our team coverage. Elise.
Yeah, Wilson, those temperatures hovering right around freezing, like you said, for the last few hours. When I got in this morning, some of you further to the south were in the upper 60s to low 70s. Now everyone is in the 30s, close to or below freezing. We've got some 20s on the board as well as you head further to the north. Now it's 33 here in Jackson, but other parts of the metro are sitting at that freezing temperature. It really just depends on where you go, whether you're seeing frozen precipitation or not at this point. Now, our First Alert satellite and radar view does show that mixture, but if you're east of I-55, even if it's just showing rain for you, your temperatures could be cold enough that you're seeing that rain freeze as it makes contact with the ground or with other surfaces. So even though you may not be seeing the purple right over your city, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not seeing ice start to accumulate across the area. We'll have another look at the rest of these First Alert details in just a little bit. For now, Ashley's going to take you out to the roads.
Yeah, that's right, Elise. We are continuing to see worsening road conditions across a good portion of central Mississippi. Here on one of our cameras does show what's going on. This is at US 51 at Hoy Road, where Madison Parkway is closed due to some treacherous road conditions. And it just goes to show that things are going to continue to worsen as the day goes on due to the falling temperatures. Some areas already dealing with some icy conditions. We've got our Valicia Gavin in our storm tracker with the latest on the roadways. Valicia.
Yeah, hey Ashley, so we are on Main Street in Madison going up towards Madison Parkway. Now once you reach Madison Parkway, you're going to be met with something that you don't typically see. This is what you'll see. Let me turn the camera so you can get a view here. As you see straight ahead there, you see those red and white signs, roadblocks. The Madison Parkway is blocked off. Now this is coming from Main Street, but it's also blocked off on the other side, like Ashley mentioned, on Hoy Road. So the Madison Parkway is blocked off because of these conditions that we are seeing, which is ice on the roads, and it's only expected to get colder, so keep that in mind. If you're planning to travel on the Madison Parkway, you'll have to reroute. Now it looks like a typical rainy day in Madison right now, but earlier we were seeing some ice on the road. You could visibly see it, but that doesn't mean that it's not there now. It just looks like a regular rainy day, but you still have to take the type of caution that you would in any type of icy conditions. But of course, we'll keep an eye on all things with the traffic as the icy conditions continue, and we'll send things over to our Adarius McCormick, who's in Clinton now, with more on the weather conditions. Adarius.
Now, 3 hours ago when I was here, you could see the snow, well, the ice starting to build up on Clinton Parkway. But now let's take a look at what's happening right now. You can see ice building up on plants, and the ice is also building up on your streets. Matter of fact, heading up I-20, the frost had moved beyond the side of the highway. Now look at this here. You can see utility trucks starting to pack up here at the Holiday Inn on Spring Ridge Road in case of power outages throughout the city of Clinton. And Clinton officials say they plan to triage 911 calls. So it's not coming down like it was at 6 o'clock, but continue to stay home and stay warm. That's the best way to stay safe. And now we're going to send it over to Candace Bruce, who is in Flowood.
Yeah, Darius, we are right off of Lakeland Drive, and the roads seem to be looking okay for now. Not a lot of people out on the roads, which is a good thing. And we are noticing some of the same things. We're seeing a lot of icicles form around trees. On our way over here, we saw a lot of icicles over the trees or ice on top of trees. Just take a look at your screen. This is some new video of MDOT treating parts of the waterworks curve. Now, we know that Entergy is stationed at the state fairgrounds to help deal with power restoration. We've seen widespread outages across northern Mississippi, and as the day continues, we've been seeing more outages as well. So just want to make sure you stay on top of things. I know a lot of people may be wanting to head out to church around this time. People may be trying to decide if they're going to go to church, if church is still happening. Just be safe on the roads. And before you go anywhere, just be sure to check if you're going out to church. Make sure you stay on top of your social media pages and things like that. If you're trying to go somewhere, just make sure that those are open. I'm sending it back to you in the studio, Wilson.
All right, Candace, live in Flowood there. Thanks. A lot of churches have moved to online-only services today, so you might take Candace's advice if you haven't heard already and check and see what your church might be doing. 3 on your side's Chris Fields was in Yazoo City overnight. Here's a look at what he found before the sun came up this morning.
So as you can see, we are starting off with a very icy Sunday morning here in Yazoo City. In fact, it's still pouring freezing rain right now. Take a look. You can see the cars are now coated with ice. The roads are now slick, and power lines and trees are frozen over. See, it's weather we have been warning about over the last 24 hours. And get this, it could get even worse. Roads and bridges have been a concern here in Yazoo City since Saturday. That's all because heavy rain washed out some of the materials that was laid out to prevent icing. Now, county officials told me they are on standby, ready to respond to any emergencies. What we do know is that accumulation started once the heavy freezing rain started pouring Saturday. Jack Willingham, the county's emergency management director, predicted roads to ice overnight. That's all because temperatures won't rise above freezing. But now the worst of the weather is upon us. Officials say they are prepared to weather the storm. Now, if you need to get to a warm and safe place, you can. Willingham says shelter is open at 347 North Mound Street. Now, if you find yourself in any type of situation or emergency, all you have to do is call 911. And again, if you do not have to be on the road, please stay home. Reporting in Yazoo City, I'm Chris Fields. 3 on your side.
It has been an icy morning in Vicksburg as well. That's where we find 3 on your side's Teddy Reedy.
Good morning. Conditions out here in Vicksburg are starting to deteriorate, and as I step out of the view for you, you can see some ice has formed on some of these cars in the parking lot over here at this hotel. There's also a bunch of bucket trucks that are in these hotel parking lots in this hotel kind of complex right off the highway in Vicksburg. As you can see, the roadway in the parking lot right out here is wet as that kind of sleet and wintry mix falls. And when I actually woke up this morning, I heard and actually saw some of that thunder sleet that our First Alert weather team was talking about. Can't see any right now, but it's kind of off and on. I know that was an aspect, an added layer of concern potentially as we go throughout the day today. There's actually someone checking into this hotel right now. You can see a nice layer of ice that's kind of formed over their car as they kind of get out of these elements and come to this hotel to check in. And we want to make sure you stay weather alert and prepared throughout the day. So make sure you stay tuned and come back to check up on your First Alert weather update. For now, I'm in Vicksburg. Teddy Reedy, 3 on your side.
Some schools and universities have already decided to cancel classes tomorrow, while others are waiting to see how things develop today. For the latest list, you can scan the QR code on your screen or go to Wlbt.com or the WLBT News app. We go back to the First Alert weather team now for the latest on where things stand. Here's First Alert meteorologist Ashley Civic. Ashley?
Yeah, Wilson, keeping a close eye on the roadways for you. Just a look around town from our traffic tracker showing a lot of yellow across good portions of the metro and going further off to the north. Taking a closer look here at where some of those delays are, especially on Highway 49. Looks to be quite a bit of a backup, but this really just goes to show that there are still some people that have to travel, and if you do, just be extra cautious and take it slow, as we are still going to be dealing with this as the day day goes on. A live view here of I-20 East at Norwell Road. As you can tell, there has been ice on the roadways, and vehicles are going at a slower pace, which is a good thing to see. But if you don't have to get out on the roadways, it's best not to, as we're still going to be dealing with falling temperatures even after this wintry mix and this winter storm is over. So I'm sending it over to a meteorologist, Elise Ushman, on what we can expect for the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. We've got a lot of power outages across Mississippi as a whole. So this is for the entirety of the state. We've kind of been hovering between 125 and 130,000 customers without power. Last I checked, that number was right around 126,000. Looks like maybe they're trying to restore power in some places, but those roadways are just not very safe to get out on for those linemen to start doing their work just yet. We've still got that precipitation across most of the state. For some of us, it's just rain. This is the view from our First Alert Skycam network, and everyone is at least getting some light showers at this point. Here's how it looks from our First Alert satellite and radar. Some of that is mixed precipitation, but even where it's just showing green, many places are at or below freezing. So that rain is freezing as it makes contact with surfaces around your area. So we're starting to see that ice accumulation pick up. That's going to continue, unfortunately, to lead us to more power outages. We'll talk more about it in the rest of your First Alert forecast when we come back.